Hi, my name is Stefano Portigliatti. I'm the attorney responsible for the Trucking and Bus Litigation Division at Coker Law. My work focuses on tragic cases where the negligent operation of a truck or bus seriously hurt or killed someone. We've all seen them, drifting into our lanes, coming up way too close behind us, cutting people off, and so on. I'm sure you wonder, how can a professional driver cross into oncoming traffic and destroy the lives of precious children in a church van heading to Disney? How could a professional driver rear-end someone in stop-and-go traffic? What most people, even lawyers, don't realize is that the action we observe on the road is usually just the tip of the iceberg. That driver's negligence tends to be the last link on a chain of other actions and omissions leading up to that event. Below the surface, if you will, there are companies that hire drivers that should never be trusted behind the wheel of a bus or semi. Companies that push their drivers to work to exhaustion, knowing that it will lead to a fatigued driver behind the wheel of an 80,000-pound truck. And companies that skimp on maintenance. We've seen countless cases where simple maintenance would have saved so many lives. For example, bad brakes or bald recycled tires that don't stop on wet roads like they're supposed to. And they end up causing major pileup or crossing a median into oncoming traffic. Trucks lacking reflective tape and lamps, so they're not visible at night to drivers approaching. These negligent behaviors that lead up to the crash will occur weeks, months, years before that final link on the chain breaks and hurts or kills someone we love. Why is knowing all these steps that lead to the ultimate tragedy so important? Because knowing how to uncover all of the links in the chain means that all parties responsible for that harm are brought to justice. That every insurance policy for those liable parties are on the table. Lawyers around the country consult Coker Law every day because despite the horrendous harm, multiple casualties or injuries involved in their cases, the insurance policies on these trucking companies may top out at $750,000 of insurance limits. That's nothing. Coker Law then takes the case and begins to investigate who owned the truck, who owned the trailer, who hired the driver, who repaired the brakes, who hired this cheaper trucking outfit with a terrible record. Next thing you know, we've tapped into a larger corporation that's out there subcontracting their responsibility in a way that's bound to kill or seriously hurt someone. You cannot afford to be underrepresented against these trucking companies. The transportation and insurance companies will deny fault, blame the victim, and very often hide these companies and policies that could provide additional recovery. They're savvy, and they see right away if they're dealing with someone that knows the system, which is why it's so important to make sure you and your attorney are willing to go the distance and take the case to trial if necessary. You know, very few law firms in the country can say that their lawyers are going to trial as often as we are. Why is that important? Because when an insurance company knows that they have a serious trial lawyer on the other side, their offers tend to be better. It costs a lot of money for a firm to take the case all the way there to trial. We have to hire expensive experts. They'll investigate the crash, the vehicle, so they can explain to the jury the mechanics of it all. They need to be able to walk the jury to the inner workings of the transportation industry and the factors, all of them, that contributed to causing the crash. Most firms don't have the financial strength, knowledge, or experience to go the distance. So, if you or a loved one have been a victim of these negligent companies and drivers, make sure you're asking 2 questions of any lawyer you talk to. First, does your lawyer handle exclusively trucking and bus cases? Or do they also handle simple car wrecks, slip and falls, product liability, etc.? There's no time for them to be studying the defective design of residential pipes or airbags if they specialize in trucking cases. Number 2, when was the last time they tried a case through verdict? Many lawyers will tell you they're board certified in civil trial, but haven't taken a case all the way through verdict in more than a year. Sure, a majority of cases do settle, and the trial is not needed. But their record will tell you whether they're willing and able to go to trial if it becomes necessary. For more information or to schedule a meeting, go to www.cokerlaw.com or give us a call, 904-356-6071.